I have been stressing the importance of having an emergency fund, a 401k, a brokerage account, all of these things. And one question that I get asked a lot is, what is a brokerage account? I am not a financial advisor. I am a regular person that has gained financial literacy over time. With that being said, if I can do it, then so can you. Today I ran a poll on my channel asking, do you know what a brokerage account is and how it works? The results were alarming. 11% said yes, but they never used one. A whopping 47% said no, but I want to learn. And 25% said I have no idea. So what exactly is a brokerage account? Think of it like a special basket where you can put your money into different things that may help it grow. With a brokerage account, you can sell and buy things like stocks and bonds and funds similar to how you would use your regular bank account to keep your money safe. Now, I want to talk to you guys about what a broker is. Think of a broker like a helper who can buy and sell these investments for you. You would end up usually paying these brokers a commission or a fee for their services. For example, let's just say you had a trade that was doing very well and you wanted to go ahead and sell to make some profits. Well, your broker would be the person that could handle that trade for you. So then you wouldn't have to do it. You make you some money and your broker makes money because they're going to charge you a fee. Now let's talk about what an online brokerage is. An online brokerage is a platform where you can manage your investments yourself. Instead of relying on the broker, which I just told you about, you would be the one buying and selling stocks, mutual funds, ETFs directly from your own computer or even your phone. Now, this is very convenient because you can check this whenever you want, and you can also make trades whenever you want. You don't have to get with anybody in order to do it. Really, all you need is internet access to make this happen, and most of us have Wi-Fi. Now, I want to talk about the common types of brokerage accounts. One would be an individual account, which would just be for you. Number two would be a joint account, which is typically a couple. Number three would be a custodial account, which is typically someone's kids, or say you're a legal guardian of someone who's under the age of 18. The adult would be managing the money for the child. Number four would be retirement account, IRA, Roth. This money is specifically saved for retirement. And number five would be margin accounts, which is an account that lets you borrow money in order to invest. I definitely do not recommend that to anybody. Margin trading is risky to new investors, old investors, doesn't matter, because you are borrowing money in order to invest. And though this gives a lot of people the idea of bigger gains, it also can come with bigger losses than when you ever started, which is why I do not recommend this. Bigger losses means that you will now be in debt. And I don't think we want that. Now let's talk about what you can invest in. You can invest into stocks. In simple terms, stocks is when you own a share of a company. Think a company like Nvidia or Amazon. If the company does well, the values of your shares can go up, which means if you were to sell said shares, you would then be at a profit. And that is how a lot of people make money on the stock market. Number two is bonds. Now, these are like loans that you give out to companies or even to the government. You may have heard the term U.S. Treasury bonds. That is a type of loan that you can give to the government, and you would essentially end up getting paid interest over time. Number three is ETFs, which stands for Exchange Traded Funds. These are a collection of different investments all put together. You might get some stocks, you might get some bonds. They bundle all of that together into one thing called an ETF. ETFs let you invest in many different things at once. Number four would be mutual funds. These are very similar to ETFs. These are actually going to be managed by experts who get paid way more money than me to know what they're doing, to decide what to invest in for you. Now let's get into the different types of brokerage accounts. First type would be a full service firm. Now I'm not going to lie, they offer a lot of advice, but they can be pricey. You have what's called a discounted firm. Now they have lower costs, but they give you personalized advice. And then you have your online firms, which is typically easier and cheaper to use. I personally use Fidelity for my brokerage account, but y'all are free to use whatever you want to use. And they didn't pay me to say that, so that's why I'm only going to say it one time. Do your own research, do your own homework. According to Investopedia, in a July 24th, 2024 article titled "The Biggest Stock Brokerage Firms in the U.S.," these are your top 4 brokerage firms by assets under management and numbers of accounts. Coming in number 1, Charles Schwab. 2, Vanguard. 3, Fidelity Investments. 4, JP Morgan. I know what you may be thinking. I just told you who I use and you're like, well, how do I know who's best for me? When you're trying to consider who the best brokerage firm is for you, consider these things. Number 1 would be investment options. Make sure they have the type of investments you like to invest in. If you like ETFs and you like mutual funds, they need to have that. If not, you should just keep looking until you find what you're looking for. Y'all, don't overlook this. Fees and commissions. Check what they charge for trades and for services, y'all. Number 3 is going to be be account minimums. Now, some of these brokerage accounts, you do have to have a certain amount in there. Some firms require a certain amount in order for you to even open up an account. So when you're on your search, make sure you are looking for one that matches your needs best. Another thing that gets talked about a lot is, should I do a savings or should I do a brokerage account? I will always say do what is best for you, but I'm just going to give you guys some insight and some things to think about here. How does a brokerage account compare to other accounts? Now, think of your savings account as a safe place that you keep your money, but it just really doesn't grow very much. Now, think of your brokerage account as a place to invest your money in hopes that it grows. But the only thing is, sometimes this can be risky. And then we have a retirement account. Now, this is an account with special tax benefits to save money for when you are older. Now, let's talk about some of the pros and cons of having a brokerage account. Let's start with the good stuff, shall we? Number one, you have the potential for your money to grow. Number two, you have access to many different types of investments. Three is control over your investments. And number four would be some tax benefits. Now, here are some cons. Now, it's not saying that this will happen to everyone, but these are things you still need to be aware of that could happen. Number one, risk of losing money. Two, fees can add up. Number three is not all accounts offer every type of investment. And I also want to note another thing that I think is very important to consider no matter where you're going to decide to put your money is it going to be FDIC insured? Would you be reimbursed if something was to happen with that bank account or brokerage account, whatever it is you're trying to get into? Is your money safe? You want to find out up to how much, and then you want to see how much money do you have? How much money would you need to be insured? Now, at this point, you're probably like, I'm ready to invest. What more is there to learn? Well, if you're ready, the first thing you got to do is make a choice. You have to choose who is going to be your firm. Do you want to do full service, online, or discount? What is the type of brokerage account that you are looking for? That is something that you have to answer yourself. Number two is you need to fill out an application. You'll have to provide your personal information and you'll need to set up an account. Number three is you need to fund your account. Number three is you have to fund your account. In this step, all you're doing is transferring money into your brokerage account. That's it. Typically from your checking account that you already have with whoever you have right now. Now, you got to get the money from somewhere, y'all. You can't invest into a brokerage account if you don't have money to put in the brokerage account. And number four is you're going to start investing. Now, this is where you're going to be choosing your investments and you're going to start managing your money, or you're going to have somebody else managing for you. And y'all, it is not that hard. It is very simple. A brokerage account is a great tool to help your money grow. But remember, this can come with risk. So make sure you are choosing the right investments and the right type of account for you and whatever it is that you have planned for your future. Now, in this video, we didn't really get into the weeds of everything because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you guys the basics. Now, I want to give you guys something to think about. Though this information may be extremely helpful to a lot of people, and I hope it was, and if so, hit the like button, please, and also subscribe to my channel. But consider this. The real magic happens in anything you do in life when you take action. You can watch all the videos you want, you can read all the articles you want, but unless you're ready to take action and you actually do something, most things don't typically change. So I hope that this video inspires you to go out and to do your own research, because that's great. Don't take my word for it. Do your research on these topics and find what works best for you. But y'all, do something. Do something, make something happen. Don't just watch. That is what I hope that you all get from this video. Again, I'm a normal person just like you. I did not grow up being taught financial literacy. I went out, Googled stuff, talked to people, and I found out that way. So if I can do it, so can you. We got all this internet and all this technology, so we really ain't got no excuse not to get the information that we want to get. We have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.